this was famously released on July 4th, 2020.
Yeah.
And this track dropped. And
my
then
birthday.
We found it. It's your birthday, Dave?
July 4th. Yeah.
I never knew this.
Yes.
Your birthday's July 4th.
And he did that, and then he wrote 4th of July from Carrie and Lowell. So
That's true.
Another song. So yeah, I'm born on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Well, wonderful, Dave. That movie's about you?
It is. Yeah, I fought in Vietnam and everything.
Wow. I'm going to have to start sending you a hot dog on a bun.
Yeah, please do. I know. If you send me a veggie dog.
I'll send you a veggie book.
Yeah, send me a veggie dog. I'll eat it for sure.
America, Dave. Just an absolutely fantastic piece of work. This is where it's like someone called him a pop composer rather than just a songwriter, and I think that this is one of these examples of that. Impossible Soul, which I brought up earlier, is another example of that. For the people who've just heard Chicago, I don't quite understand the real magic of Sufjan Stevens is a piece like this, which I think is just like a wonderful piece.
It's a production. Yeah.
The vagueness in this one really kind of really works to me, because it's like, is he talking about? He's talking about America. Who don't do to me what you did to America? Who is he asking that to?
Yeah. That's something I like about it, is it's not political in a way that's off-putting to somebody who may not be on your side. It's not saying I hate Trump, I hate Biden, or you Democrats or anything. It's asking a lot of questions and kind of laying it out. It's continuing that trend of the Ascension of being kind of open and personal, saying, I have loved you, I have grieved, I am ashamed to admit that I no longer believe. I've loved you, I've received, I've traded my life for a picture of the scenery. Don't do to me what you did to America. So, and meanwhile, you've got all this religious symbols here, like the sign of the cross, and I have worshipped, I have cried, tasted the blood, choked on the waters of the floods, Judas and heat, all these sorts of images that it did feel. I mean, I think we all feel that from last year. It did feel like there was kind of a biblical, we did have we still have a pandemic. I mean, a pestilence or some kind of a thing happening, and a crisis of faith, a crisis of everything.
Is he saying he doesn't believe anymore, or is he saying a shame that for a while he hasn't believed?
Yeah.
Or is he saying that he does believe, but he's grappling with it? We're not 100% sure. So I think that's beautiful, because I think that's how some of us are grappling with that about other things that we believe in, like maybe America itself.
Yeah.
Do we think it's working? Do we think it's working but majorly flawed? Or do we steadfastly believe in it, and how dare you say anything bad about it?
Exceptionalism. Yeah.
So it just brings up a lot of those issues personally for each of the listeners, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious though, who do you think is you? So don't do to me what you did to America. Is it God? Kind of.
I think probably, but because he's once again talking about I'm ashamed to say I don't believe, and things of that nature. Perhaps this album is a farewell to his Christianity, which is I've never considered until just now. But if he's saying the Ascension, maybe he's letting his beliefs go.
Let it go. Yeah. Up into the sky. Yeah.
And I don't want to certainly put that on him, but I think it's just wonderfully opaque enough. We can fill in the blanks for ourselves, or we can not fill in any of the blanks if we don't want to think about it. Part of the overwhelmment of this album is having yourself to get into your own religious beliefs.
Yeah, is
a difficult thing that most people don't want to even deal with. I don't want to think about that. Even people who go to church, they want to go to church and they want to go home.
and just be done. And I did my thing.
I punched in my clock, and I want to
Yeah.
actually have to think about in real depth what
Yeah.
I truly believe in and why. And
Yeah.
do I just believe because my parents believed, or do I,
And he doesn't make it easy for us because it's a very long and tiring song as well to get through, especially like we talked about way back in the early, or beginning of the episode about the how many minutes is
there's 4
4 minutes
minutes
of
and
just
30
kinda
seconds of ambient fading,
static fade out,
kind of like a sonic ascension, really.
Yeah.
At the very end, you'll notice the music gets lighter and sort of more friendly. So it could be that last minute or so is in heaven.
It lifts and goes
Because it just sort of is like gentle and kind of a lot more peaceful the last sort of minute of it. Whereas the few minutes before that are very like some dangerous sounds and some dissonance and some things of that nature. So
there's a Wilco song that ends their album Yankee Hotel Foxtrot called Reservations. That's also, I want to say, almost 15 minutes or something like that. And yes, about the last 6 or something, a long segment is just kind of static sound. And usually people turn off the album by that point. But in this case, it's a good cap. I mean, if you look at the whole album, it's a good closer. This is, you kind of all has been building up to this, I think, in a way.
The other part of this song I wanted to talk about was like, I like when, and he's done this in a couple of the other pieces that I really like, his Christmas Unicorn being one of them, and which is a don't do me what you did to America, and then in the background you come in with don't to me what you did to yourself. And it's sort of like a call and response kind of thing
with himself.
The background vocals are kind of like giving you a new thought.
Yeah.
And he's just so brilliant to be able to do that.
It's good stuff. And I think a lot of the most interesting art doesn't hit you over the head with its meaning. It makes you want to come back to it and then keep thinking about it. And you walk away thinking, oh, well, I'm thinking about this a little differently now, or maybe I should do more reading, or maybe, what is America? What, you start thinking about these things.
Yeah.